We are going to make some Chex Party mix. We got this big old roasting pan here and all my pretty Christmas decorations. We're going to need some butter and lots of it, Worcestershire sauce, granulated garlic, granulated onion, some seasoned salt. You need your rice Chex, corn Chex, wheat Chex, some pretzels. We like to throw in some garlic rye chips, some Cheez-Its, and I'm going to add some of this Cajun Crunch in it as well, instead of, because it has peanuts in it. So you can put peanuts in it, you can put walnuts in it. I make mine a little bit different just because I like extra seasonings. You can omit things in it, or you can add things. You can add some hot sauce if you want it spicier. So first we're going to get our oven set to 250. While the oven's heating up, I just wanted to show you, this is the original Chex Mix, which is on the box. And it calls for 6 tablespoons of butter, but my recipe calls for 12. And that's just because I always think it's a little dry and it needs more seasoning. And then I kind of go wild and I put extra things in it that don't always go in it. So you need a little bit of extra. So we're going to put 12 tablespoons of butter in here. Once the oven's at 250, we're going to go ahead and just let that melt in the oven. Our oven is at 250 for temperature. We have our 12 tablespoons of butter, and we're just going to put it in the middle rack of the oven and keep checking that till it melts. That butter is nice and melted, and we have our dry ingredients all here. We need 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, which is basically 1/4 cup. And then I have 1.5 tablespoons of seasoned salt, 3/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. So we're just going to add that mixture right into the butter. We've got our Worcestershire in there. And add our seasonings, just kind of sprinkle them around. And then we're just going to mix this all together so that it gets nice and good. And then we'll add our cereal. I went ahead and measured out the cereal. So you need 3 cups of the rice Chex, 3 cups of the corn Chex, and 3 cups of the wheat Chex. So basically, usually the rice Chex and the wheat Chex ends up being about half of a bag. The wheat Chex, they're really generous with those, so it ends up being less than half a bag. Add in your 2 cups of nuts. Give it a stir. 2 cups of Cheez-Its. 2 cups of butter snap pretzels. 2 cups of your rye chips. So we're just going to mix that all together. Obviously, the cereal is 3, 3, and 3. Everything else is 2, 2, and 2. Pretty simple to remember. We're going to pop this in the oven for 15 minutes. We're going to bring it out, stir it, and then pop it back in for 15 minutes. We're going to do that 4 times, stirring it every 15 minutes for 1 hour. All right, 15 minutes. We're going to pull this out now, and we're going to stir it all around and put it back in for another 15. 15 more minutes. We're going to stir, stir, stir. We're going to use our gypsy pot holder to hold on to this hot pan. She's on both sides. Isn't she adorable? Totally adorable. Don't forget, when you're making this Chex Mix, you can do anything you want. You can use regular Cheez-Its, you can use buffalo Cheez-Its, you can add ranch seasoning into this, you can add hot sauce, you can add paprika, you can add whatever nuts, almonds, cashews, walnuts, it doesn't matter. So this can be totally made any way you want. So let's get this stirred and put it right back in for 15 more minutes. All right, so we have that placed back in the oven, and Alexa, set a 15-minute timer.
15 minutes, starting now.
So we're going to let that cook another 15 minutes. And by the way,
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
oh, Alexa, stop. By the way, if you enjoy our videos, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Definitely smash that like button. We have lots of videos, and we're always making more. We're on our third 15-minute stir. We're going to stir this and put it in for the last 15 minutes, making it a whole hour that this has been cooking, and then we're going to let it cool before we put it away. All set. Let it cool, put it away. Don't forget to join us. Like, subscribe, comment. If there's anything else that you'd like us to make or try, tomorrow night we're going to make some peanut butter fudge. And let me tell you, it is the best, creamiest, smoothest, and you won't believe how simple. Only 2 ingredients.